Hey there folks, welcome back to CYPTV. We know what we're here for. Let's get to the videos.
Excuse me, are you back there again? This has become its favorite spot. Now, and there he is. Okay, that's enough water, please. Okay. Everyone can see you in the reflection, bud. Everyone can see you in the reflection. And it's gone. Okay, I know he's not in here, but I just want anyone who's watching to see. This is too small, but just look, it's not. I just wanted you to see. The cabinets are knocking again. I'm leaving. Oh, that's enough for today.
The ghost is turning on his water. He's making his utility bills go up.
I call this every
A male escort exposed disturbing details about Diddy in the federal court today, and day one of the trial is officially over. It's not being recorded or televised, but every single day I'm going to be breaking down what's going on for you guys, and just viewer discretion is advised because there is some graphic details. So Daniel Phillip, a male escort, said that Diddy would pay him thousands of dollars to get intimate with Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, while he watched and sometimes even recorded. One instance, Phillip said that Diddy told him to urinate on Cassie, and he did. He also described seeing Diddy physically, including dragging her by the hair into a room and hearing slapping noises from inside. Earlier on in court, the jury was shown the 2016 surveillance footage of Diddy grabbing, kicking, doing horrible things to Cassie in the hotel hallway. Then a former hotel security guard, now an LAPD police officer, testified. He responded to that incident in particular. He said when he walked into the suite, Cassie was in a corner covering her face, and Diddy was slouched in a chair, wearing only a towel and socks. He was staring at him with a devilish, scary look, and then the guard said Diddy threw him a bundle of cash and told him to take care of this. Cassie was in court today, and she was visibly pregnant, and she is expected to testify as early as this week, and Diddy's lawyers didn't deny that he could be jealous or violent. In fact, they told the jury, quote, Mr. Combs had a love of baby oil and was not shy about it, but they argued all of it was consensual and not a federal crime. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Cassie just testified in court, and what she said about Diddy's freak-offs left the courtroom stunned. Now, there's no cameras allowed inside the courtroom, so I'm here to give you your day 2 update. So the jury was shown the 2016 surveillance footage of Diddy grabbing, kicking, dragging Cassie in the hotel hallway, and they described that she was speaking in a very soft voice, barely above a whisper. When asked how many times he had attacked her like that, she responded, too many times to count. She described how Diddy's demeanor would change instantly, how his eyes would go black before he became violent. Then came the most disturbing part of Cassie's testimony, the freak-offs. Cassie testified that Diddy would drug her so heavily that she would feel like throwing up while being forced to engage with intimate acts with multiple escorts he arranged. She said that this was part of his fantasy. He would direct everything. She'd be so high she could barely function. She described one night where he had an inflatable pool filled entirely with baby oil. Diddy reportedly ordered the oil to be reheated and reapplied every 5 minutes. She also testified that she was urinated on not just by Diddy, but by other men involved. There are other details that she said that I really can't say on here. They're just sickening. But the first time it happened, he made her wear a masquerade mask and told her to call him by whatever she called her grandfather. Super weird. Over time, she said these freak-offs took over her life, that music wasn't her focus anymore. She was constantly expected to change her look, her style, whatever matched Diddy's fantasy at the time. She said it felt like a job, that she became a prop. Again, this trial is not televised, but what's coming out of this courtroom is very dark, so stay tuned for tomorrow. Day 3 of the P. Diddy trial is officially over, and Cassie, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, took the stand once again, this time talking about the years of she endured. There are no cameras allowed inside, so every single day I'm gonna give you guys an update. Cassie said the first time Diddy got violent with her was in 2007 when she was just 21 years old, and it was because she allegedly was flirting with someone inside of a restaurant. But when they got back to the car, Diddy hit her on the side of the head and knocked her to the ground. In another incident, it looks like this happened quite often. She said they were riding in an Escalade when Diddy's eyes turned black, something she claimed always happened before he snapped, and he stomped on her face with his foot. She said when she looked in the mirror afterward at home, she didn't even recognize herself. The night of the Prince party, the singer, rest in peace, Cassie said she was invited to an exclusive event at Prince's house in LA where he performed in his basement. She didn't tell Diddy because she knew he wouldn't let her go, but she showed up anyway. The moment she saw him, he showed up unexpectedly. She ran as fast as she could. She fell into a bush on the way out, and later that night at the hotel, she says Diddy caught up to her and beat her. She also talked about the Kid Cudi incident. I'm sure most of you know about this, but she said during a freak off, Diddy found out about her and Kid Cudi. I guess they had some type of relationship, but he immediately lunged at her in rage. Afterward, he told her he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and not long after, Cudi's car actually exploded in his driveway, something Cudi confirmed himself. This trial just gets darker and darker every single day, so stay tuned for what happens tomorrow.
I'm telling you, all the freaky stuff is getting exposed. And you know what? I'm pretty sure it's not just Diddy who gets down like this. I'm pretty sure the elites, celebrities, powerful people, rich people, this is normalized to them. Remember, it's like a club. You gotta join the club, you know what I mean, to get successful. And this is how they act. So this is normal to them. I'm pretty sure they all get down like this. But this is gonna be a movie. This is super entertaining. Stay tuned. If you enjoy content like this, I put out several videos a week. It'll be amazing if you hit the subscribe button and join me in the next video.
There's so much to talk about with Diddy. I mean, it's unbelievable. They're calling him hip-hop's Epstein.
There's videos of Diddy and a very young Bieber talking about hanging out. Like, why would you want to hang out with this kid? And Diddy buying him cars. Why would you buy him cars? Is this the way you buy a chick jewelry and stuff for sexual favors, or at least keeping quiet about certain things? I'm speculating here, but there is also a weird video of Odell Beckham Jr. in a club setting. Odell Beckham Jr. looks up because of video starts like on someone's camera phone, and he looks like a deer in headlights, and he looks like he's pulling up his pants. And Justin Bieber, you can see him from the back, is crotch level, and then he turns around and looks at the camera and makes a funny face like, oh, we weren't doing anything. And I mean, it looks like he's sucking his honestly in this club. So maybe Justin Bieber was passed around in this group. This is how these people are handled at that upper level. Allegedly, B. Diddy is starting to sound like the Epstein of rap. Some of these lawsuits against Diddy are very detailed with a lot of claims. There's a video you can watch of Diddy adopting a young white girl, and he's bragging to the camera that he adopted this young white girl, and he says, I did it like all the other celebrities do it, and he names some names, and then he kisses her on the cheek, and she looks pretty uncomfortable the whole time, and it's like, what is going on here? But I'm liking that as this lawsuit is out there, more and more old clips from Diddy on Nickelodeon, Diddy talking rock the vote with Hillary Clinton, Diddy adopting young girls. These things are coming out.
I didn't know how to take it, but as time goes by, it seems that a lot of the stuff is real. Epstein sort of make themselves known.
Did you see the part about Justin Bieber? Now you could kind of understand why he looks and acts the way he does today, right? Because it looked like it mentally messed him up when he was a child.
This got dark. P. Diddy tried to poison Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx was the one that reported him to the feds when he got sick. This is absolutely insane, because do y'all remember how sick Jamie Foxx was? Bro, he was in a whole coma, bruh. He was unconscious for 20 days. The media was reporting it like he had a heart attack or something like that happened to him. That opened my eyes to so many things, bruh. Obviously, we know the media is in on all of this, but the fact that they'll just blatantly say something happened to somebody that didn't happen to them is insane. when the whole time it was P. Diddy really trying to get rid of Jamie Foxx. I'm so glad that Jamie Foxx came out and said something, because it opens up the minds of so many people. Because now, instead of calling people conspiracy theorists when certain stuff come out about these celebrities, we at least know now that it's a possibility that these things are happening, that people are targets in the industry and they're getting knocked off left and right behind the scenes, and then the media goes out and acts like it was a normal medical condition. This is crazy.
But he thought he was untouchable. He out here putting out hits on people. You hear this about Jamie Foxx. You heard in the last video about Kid Cudi getting his car blown up. He thought he was untouchable, and he about to get caught up real bad.
In just 1 month, 6 bodies have been found across New England. This has been sparking fear that a serial killer is on the loose. Here are where the remains have been found. The remains were found in 4 towns in Connecticut, 1 town in Massachusetts, and then 1 town in Rhode Island, all within a couple hours of each other. This is Paige Fannin, she was 35. This is Denise Leary, she's 59. This is Michelle Romano, who was 56. The other people have not, sadly, been identified. I will keep updating you all when I have more updates about this case, but this is scary. What do you think? Is there a serial killer on the loose now?
This is how I know we're ChatGPT right now. You can take a picture of anywhere, send it into ChatGPT, and it will tell you exactly where it was taken. They did it in the randomest alleys, and it will give you, this looks like this type of area. That's so they did it with speed. Not only did it give another image what it looks like, it says this is likely at this place, analyzing everything in the pictures, and then showing exactly from a bird's eye view where that picture was taken.
What the heck?
Crazy, bro. Because stalkers can just deadass take your Instagram pic, throw it into ChatGPT, and they might be able to find you.
Not only stalkers, gang members. They're gonna find out your locale and pull up if you got beef with them. Better watch out.
We have the greatest military, the strongest military, stronger than any. Nobody's even close. We have the best weapons in the world, but we don't want to use them. If you threaten America or our partners, however, then you'll be faced with overwhelming strength and devastating force. We have things that you don't even know about, you don't hear about, and if you did, you'd say, wow.
Trump just checking people. He's just checking nations. Like, he's basically saying, don't mess with us or you gonna get effed up.
We have just got a look inside the $400 million jet that Qatar wants to give to Trump. The Boeing 747-8 will be the most expensive gift ever given to the US by a foreign entity in history. And now, thanks to an aircraft specification summary that was posted when the jet was on sale several years ago, we can now see that it is fitted with a massive 3 lounges, 2 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 5 kitchens, and a private office. Its upper and lower deck is a staggering 4,500 square feet, which, if you think about it, is almost 4 times the size of an average 3-bedroom apartment in New York City. And normally a plane of this size would carry around 450 people, but of course, with all the added luxury, it'll now only carry about 100. But problem is, this plane is, yes, luxury, but it's not presidential, meaning the US would still need to spend millions more to install the necessary security equipment, communications, and defense capabilities. Plus, accepting it could violate a clause in the Constitution which prohibits presidents from accepting foreign gifts. But Trump said that it's not for him, it's for the Defense Department, and that he would be, quote, a stupid person to not accept it. But what do you think? Should the US accept this plane or not?
Hell yeah, take that. I would.
There is what? That is not a squirrel. There is a rat on my what? Where did the rat go? I'm gonna wreck. Where did the rat go? Is the rat in the engine? Where did the rat go? What happens now? I gotta pull over. Okay, wait. Where is the? Will he come out in the floorboard? What the? That was a rat!
This is real life, real time. This is what I'm looking at right now. That's in the sky. Don't know what it is. Came out of nowhere, really. But this.
Check this out. Holy.
In all my years in Chicago, I was bred, born and raised here. I have never seen a dust storm. You are looking at a live dust storm in the Windy City.
Maybe a witness this guy rear-ended me. You wait for the cops. Hey, sir, stop.
No, he's up, dude.
I don't have full coverage, dude.
It is what it is. Look. Yeah, dude. Let's get out of here. It's up, Johnny. We don't want to be in the middle of the road.
No, I gotta get this.
Johnny, it's not
I gotta
safe.
get this information.
It's not safe out here, dog. Dude.
He just like rolled over his own car, dog. Wow. Holy.
If you have metal in your mouth in the form of maybe a bridge, a crown, or just fillings, new studies are showing you could be a human antenna, attracting non-ionizing radiation directly into your mouth. So using a cell phone, if you have metal in your mouth, you're actually a conductor. You're bringing in more radiation. That's why more people are developing tumors from cell phones, radiation, and actually are even more sensitive to it.
George Washington saw this glowing woman, and this lady came into his room. He's terrified. Apparently she sat there for like 45 minutes and he's like in fear, and then eventually she gives him these 3 prophecies. The first one was something like, you're going to be the son of the republic, but obviously he was the first president, right? The second one was something about like the Revolutionary War, stuff that already happened. The third prophecy was that there will be a future time when there will be a great threat from the east that will seek to come into America, and that the, quote, the angels will come in and they will stop this great calamity. If it gets to the point of war to where our suffering is so great that we can't bear it anymore, they'll come in and stop it.
It is so interesting. Probably a little hard for some people to take super seriously because there's been so many stories of beings with prophecies. And I don't know if they just don't have a good handle on human timescales.
Thoughts are like drops of water. You drop a drop of water on the table here, and it doesn't mean much. But if you keep dropping and keep dropping and keep dropping, the table becomes a wash, and then you get a puddle on the floor, and then you can get a little pond and a lake, and finally you can create an ocean. And with our own thoughts, we can drown in a sea of negativity. The thoughts we think accumulate. And what sort of puddles are you standing in? When we're willing to change our thinking, we can change our experiences. And it sounds simple. It is simple. It's not always easy. Changing our thinking changes our reality. So if we can change what we think, we're going to change our experiences.
Pope comes from a Latin word papa, and papa is a door. Because your papa was the door to life. So papa is a door, but you can't open a door without a hinge. So in Latin, a hinge is called a cardinal. And so the cardinals are the hinges for papa to open the door to the Babylonian mysteries of Dagon, to the world. Under the ancient Roman system, Caesar was called Pontifex Maximus, or the great bridge builder. Well, today, that is the term that is given now to the Pope, Pontifex Maximus, the great bridge builder. Bridge builder being because he builds bridges to other nations. Takes over this country, that country, and takes over here. And so he's building bridges to the whole world. The bridge builder, Pontifex Maximus, the Holy Father. And let me tell you one thing for damn sure, there is nothing holy in Rome. Ain't never been nothing holy in Rome. The very word holy comes from holly. The old Druids, who today, the Druids still run America. America's a Druidic country. Europe is a Druidic establishment. And so much of Druidism is in the Catholic Church, and Judaism is filled with Druidism.
Well, have you seen this? A shocking discovery in an upscale Rhode Island neighborhood. Police finding human remains on the beach near pop star Taylor Swift's beachfront home. Police say they suspect no foul play after transferring the human leg bone to the medical examiner as fears grow of a potential New England serial killer. Yikes. John?
All right. Boy, gotta love his job. That boy got the bandana on going in that bit. Real savage thug life. You hear me? Say, they need to get that boy a raise immediately. Facts.
He about that life.
What the What the
No. Is Donette still there? Hi, is Donette still at the Capitol?
Twin, grab it.
Oh my god, that is so He's trapped.
He wants to get out.
Well, Adam is here now. There's
Never scroll on your phone on a full moon. A full moon is very powerful. The moon is your subconscious mind. You're being manipulated 90% of your actions by your subconscious. Most people don't post on social media to share their life. They're actually posting on social media from a subconscious force of seeking validation of others. 90% of our actions are coming from subconscious forces. Do you really want a relationship and love someone? Or are you just trying to not feel alone? The full moon can be used to plant new messages and forces into your subconscious because your subconscious is open on a full moon. That's why certain things happen on a full moon, to implant things into your mind. Never participate in any activity that ruins your life on a full moon. Use this day to feel your desired reality as if it's already existing. Visualize and affirmate. Reprogram your mind on this day. And these seeds you plant will grow into forces and actions and change your life.
You mentioned the moon landing. Did we land on the moon? Because there's some people who think we didn't.
Well, we did. We just weren't told what happened. When we landed on the moon, these covert programs knew it was likely that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and these guys might see something. And so they had some alternative film already pre-prepared and shot. Buzz Aldrin's sister has told me very directly that everything I've shared just now is true, but that it's not her job to out him. And of course, Neil Armstrong, through a friend of his, told us the same story, but he didn't want to come forward. When I invited him to these briefings for members of Congress back in '97, he said, it's been made clear to him, Neil Armstrong was told, we will kill you, your wife, your children, and your grandchildren if you ever speak of that.
What about the accusations that like even the Jesus story was taken from other myths and other religions? I think like the Egyptian god Ra or something like that. Like, how do you feel? Is it?
Yes.
Really?
Well, so it's Jesus mythicism, and no historian, like even the people who doubt that Jesus exists, don't use that argument because usually historians are aware of the primary sources. And if you look at the stories of like Horus, Ra, Mithras, Attis, if you look at the details and then try to find the parallels, they're just not there. It was made up by largely and popularized by the
Dan Brown. Oh.
Yeah, the movies, I guess.
Like,
it's like a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
It's made up from thin air. So if you look at the actual stories of like Horus, Ra, the accusations of virgin births and 12 disciples, and you won't find them in those things.
What the hell? Are you okay?
Yeah. I couldn't get the car in there parked. I'll pay for it.
Okay, I'm trying to get dressed. Have a great day.
It's your car.
Good day.
Hurry.
Huh?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I gotta go. I don't have any clothes on.
Oh. I'll take care of it.
I'm sure you will.
Up. You let it rest.
But we have to close it all the way.
No, I know. Okay. That's up. And this is down. Put your finger and hold it so you don't put pressure.
Dude is a demon, bro. Dude is a demon. That dude was possessed with some kind of demon, man. He was possessed with some kind of demon. Want to be in all this red, this dark rooms with the music blasting. It had to be a certain temperature. You're a certain type of music for the vibration they were saying. Come on, bro. And I don't care what nobody say, man. And like, when people still talk and keep on talking, if that priest ever come out and he talking, if people keep talking, you'll find out that a lot of that Gene Deal has said has been the truth and nothing but the truth. I was there. I was there when that priest or whoever he was rubbed that stuff on his head, put his hand on top of him, told him to grab the bird out the cage, the white dove, and he threw the dove in the air, and the dove acted like he ain't have no wings and hit the ground. Boom! That motherfucker walking my way, I'm looking like this, bro. I'm like,
if he's not a demon, he's definitely possessed by one.
You know what actually has a dark side though? That's really popular right now?
What?
Labubus. They're kind of demonic. I think it all started because one girl, she saw like a Labubu at a vintage store and then it was surrounded by all these candles and she decided to take it home, right? And then she's telling like, yo, I think these things actually carry like demonic spirits just because as soon as I placed it in my car, I almost got into a car accident and I kept like getting sick.
The following day, my chest starts hurting. Why do I feel like there's like a tug like in my heart? Like, okay, well, today I'm on my way to the gym and I'm driving, but I was looking at my rearview mirror and I see the person coming at me. I see them coming and I'm like, in split seconds, I'm like, they're gonna hit me. And they did, they hit me.
Damn. But it was also at a thrift store, so maybe that impacted it too.
Yeah, because what if there's energy put onto it?
Yeah. I found out the guy was influenced from like Nordic folklore. The play that he got it from is called The Little Monsters.
Oh, and so it's based on real stories.
And the monsters actually do bad shit.
What do they do?
Accidentally do bad stuff.
Fun facts about presidents?
Yes.
Shall we get into it?
American history, baby.
Our 10th president, John Tyler, born in 1790, still has 2 grandsons living today.
Grandsons? That's crazy.
230 years later, 9th president, William Henry Harrison, was supposedly cursed by a Native American before he became president.
Cool.
And he has on record the longest inaugural speech, which was 2 hours, and it was raining, and he ended up catching a cold and died of pneumonia 31 days into his presidency.
No.
35th president, John F. Kennedy. So the average person can read 200 to 300 words per minute, which that seems like a lot to me.
Yeah.
Put me down for 70. But supposedly John F. Kennedy could read 1,200 words per minute.
Goodness gracious.
1,200 words per minute.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do that, which is really cool, but I can do this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Name one president that's ever done it.
Yeah.
You can't.
You literally can't.
You can't.
I'm doing something.
Everyone watching this, tell us a president who's done this. The worm. With the worm? The wave.
Yeah, the worm wave.
The worm wave.
And then, kind of in this area, around the same time that they went out of business was when they did start having more chains of pharmacies.
I can't do this.
All right, so I wasn't sure I was going to share this because my goal on here is to never strike fear. My goal on here is to bring communities together, start conversations, learn from one another, respect one another. But I feel like it's time that I share this story. Well, it's not a story, it's coming from the source and facts. But one of my very dear friends who I've kind of talked about on here before, who has shared some very important things that I've shared with all of you. He was a scientist. I shouldn't have said he, but yes, he's a scientist. He works with seismic activity. He works with a lot of different things that are in the science industry. I don't have to go in because I don't really want to tell too much about it. But he reached out to me about 2 weeks ago and was like, hey, my team and I have been tracking some seismic activity and I think you should talk to your TikTok followers about this. So I didn't think I was going to do it because, I don't want to strike fear and that's not my purpose. But now what I'm about to tell you is showing up on the news, like CNN and also news reports out of London and Australia and all over the entire world, that in the coming months, there's predicted a mile wide volcano that is in the Pacific Ocean that is expected to go off in the next coming months. Now, when he reached out to me, they have predicted it's going to be on June 5th. And this volcano that is potentially about to erupt will trigger over 10,000 earthquakes all over the entire globe in one day. Now, I don't know what else to do with this information, but he was very adamant that perhaps I should share this information with the people who follow me. Now, I don't know if you've seen the news reports. I saw the one on CNN, and the crazy thing is it was just a scrolling bar at the bottom, not even a main story. And I don't understand why 10,000 earthquakes happening in one day and a mile-wide volcano going off in the ocean is not a headline story.